I wrote this today. It says, practice until you can't stop. Practice until the practice governs you. Practice until the discipline consumes the parts of yourself you hate. Then turn around and smile. Then turn back around and keep practicing. This time, feeling the music in all the movement. Today, my name is Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you get to the next level. Today, I was listening to one of my mentors talk, and we were talking about the lies of omission and the lies that we tell, right? And he came out and said that he has a drinking issue. And this was a very intimate truth that he shared. He was like, look, man, 60% of the days I have a drink. And I felt relieved on some level because, I'm not perfect. And occasionally I've had a drink. And when he said his number was like at 60%, truth be told, I said, well, look, I'm nowhere near 60%. So it made my shortcomings feel more normal because I really admire this person. And in that, I found a lot of hope in my disciplines, because but if I look at my nutrition, for example, I don't have normal or average dieting emotions, meaning like when I really want to, I can dial in pretty well. Like today, I've eaten pretty great. I'm going to go ahead and have a protein shake here. And I know that's going to feel good with some oatmeal, like 50 grams of protein with some oatmeal. I'm really looking forward to that. And if you just take a look at that simple thing of having a protein shake and where that came from. Like, I started drinking protein shakes in 2001. And there's been years, sure, where I don't have as many, or some years I have more, or whatever, but the process has always been there. This particular product, I've consumed hundreds of those. I've consumed hundreds of fish oil. I've consumed hundreds of products in supplementation. Now, while I sell supplements, the main point in what I'm getting at is my trust to the process, the consistency in the process. This video, I feel very comfortable in this video. I feel very comfortable in this space because of the 300 or so that I've made, right? That I'm very comfortable now in front of the camera, like extremely comfortable. Like, I don't know how to get more. I'm sure if I sat down or whatever, I could get more comfortable, but I feel extremely comfortable in front of the camera because of my trust of the process. I trust the process. So what I wrote that at the beginning, right? Practice until the practice governs you. Practice until it consumes the part of you that you hate. Like I wrote that. And that comes from this moment here where I can feel comfortable in who I have become, and I can have my protein shake. So let's say you watching. I'm willing to bet there's a chance that you'd like to have a protein shake before bed, and you'd like to make content, right? Videos. But there's going to be a moment where you have to trust yourself to make that first move. Trust yourself to make that first contribution to the world. Like I have like 2,000 and some Instagram followers, and 2,000 some posts on Instagram, and only like 600 followers, 617. Years ago, I had 100 and some likes per post. Sometimes I'll get now 1, 2, 6, 10. I don't know. What am I getting at? That I'm more interested in the process than I am the immediate result. Like I was telling you in my last video that I made on Saturday about how one of the greatest growths I've gotten is my own evolution. Like you know what? That was the video. Do not watch this video. So you may have not seen that video. And like I said, some people watched that video, even though I told them not to. It immediately got like 10, 11, 12 likes, even though I said, do not watch this video. And I set up these processes like in every little thing I do. Like this is a whoop strap I've talked about, and I've been dialing in on my sleep. And I'm consistently dialing in these processes. Everything from picking up testosterone, dialing in processes, tweaking the omega here, omega-3 up here, vitamin D up here, sleep levels, and so there's these little moving parts to get more testosterone. So the goal can be more testosterone, and then that one goal to get more testosterone is to reduce body fat, increase muscle tissue and energy and production. So there are like these little gears. Like these developing processes is a lot like developing little gears that turn bigger gears to turn the big gear that we all want. We all want more production in our life, more freedom, more time freedom, more income, better connection, better intimate relationships. Like some of the reason I chose to meditate was I wanted to have more intimate relationships, more peaceful relationships with my significant other. So I started meditating because I found myself struggling with some of the same patterns in breakups, like power struggles, and the Bible verse, seek first the kingdom of God, these things will be added onto you. If you seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added onto you. And I had not done that, and I said, well, maybe that's what it means here. Maybe I can't discount that. Scientifically speaking, I can't discount that. Now, so take into consideration that, just follow the train of thought here. So naturally, if I say I'm going to meditate and really cleanse my inner world and really detach from all the baggage from the past and give every chance for a new relation to spring that's more pure, right? So I did the work. And then I think that's where my frustration comes from in the modern world. It's like sometimes that's not appreciated in many ways, and that is part of my beef with feminism, because it seems like the family structure is being under attack. For example, like women are having babies out of wedlock or out of even caring their dad's going to be there to take care of them. They'll have babies in the hopes that some other guy is going to take care of the baby. And does that make sense? And so it's like me being a single guy. It's like, well, I mean, I'm not trying to just working on myself just so some woman could say, well, I'm going to have a baby with someone else so that Jacob could take care of the baby. Like, that's not why I'm doing all this hard work. It's not that. And that's where a lot of my problems come from, this like female agenda. Like, does that make sense? Where it doesn't seem like there's enough harmony between the sexes right now. And again, I'm speaking from someone that is about dialing in on processes, right? It doesn't seem like there's enough respect to the processes of harmony or integration between two people to establish some sort of order to raise a kid in a nuclear family. Like, the concept of a nuclear family doesn't seem like it's very important to the feminist movement. That's what I'm getting at. So I'm clearly stating that the nuclear family does not seem like it's very important to the feminist movement based upon the behavior and the production of the feminist movement. It's more important that, so what does seem important to the feminist movement is that women select who they want to have kids with, genetically speaking, meaning like, so okay, so here's this guy, gonna get the genetics from him, and whoever takes care of the kid, whether it's the government or a man, another man, it doesn't matter. They got the genetics that they wanted, so it doesn't matter. And so that is the standard protocol. And what you may think that has nothing to do with process, but it does. It does. Like that is 100% why I'm against it, because it has no respect for the processes of production or harmony. Or in that particular scenario, I think two people are being neglected. I think that the child is being neglected as to what is best for the kid, like meaning its paternal father. And I think that the father is also being neglected as to what would make him feel best about the situation, what would make him feel good. Like, I don't think a father wants to be put in a situation where they feel like their financial situation is being managed or threatened, or there's government coming in saying you owe this child support or whatever. Like, especially if the woman was all intention, for all her intention was the whole time was to put him in a situation where he had to defend himself really against this. You know, he was like kind of played in a way. So naturally I'm going to be against that process. Again, seemingly not connected, but so me as a man, for example, to give you a counter so you can see the backdrop, if I want to have a relationship with somebody or a woman, have kids with them, I'm going to have to think, okay, well, how am I going to support this kid long term? How am I going to support this family long term? How I have to think about the entire process of the whole thing. I can't just like throw caution to the wind. I can't just wing it and, you know, have unprotected sex or catch an STD or have a kid. I can't just do that, because there's consequences to that. There's significant consequences. It's not just like a slap on the wrist. It's like, okay, you might get an STD. Now you have to pay child support for this kid. Now you might have to, you know, you deal with a separate. Like, these things have to be thought about. And I'm talking about something difficult to illustrate. I think typically the people that don't consider these difficult things were never even considering the small things within themselves. Meaning, if I'm looking at something like how do I increase testosterone, and I'm looking at fish oils and vitamin D's, and I'm looking at sleep and recoveries and datas in my watch and my heart rate, I'm so used to looking at these small nuances, these little datas and how they apply to the big picture, that naturally when someone talks to me about a big picture thing and they have no respect for the little things, it tells me everything I need to know about them. Like, it's like, so you have no respect for process. That is like literally what I could tell you about process. It will reveal so much about someone that has no trust in process, somebody that does not practice continuously anything for long periods of time. Like, I've been working out since 1996, weight training. I've been meditating, working and dialing in on that since 2012, 2014, 2016. So for 3-4 years straight, consistently. I've been working on this channel for 3 years, you know, about 3 years now. Been in network marketing for years. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have enough experience with what is a process that I have a lot of respect for it. Like with Warrior, there's the stack we do every day. There's the green smoothie every day. There's declaring our lessons or ideas or our findings or our revelations every day. There's texting our family members every day. And so I have enough experience with these processes that I could tell you what is the fruit of them and what is not the fruit of them, and how much is like an egotistical wish versus reality, and what changes in a person with these things. The main idea is process here. This video is going to shut off. I'm not going to do this video again. I'm not going to add to it. I'm going to upload it. So be it. I'm going to trust that that's where it was meant to end. Again, this is what I wrote. It's on Instagram. My handle is The Dream Architect. And so here it is. It's, again, I wrote Revelation 2:47. Practice until you can't stop. Practice until the practice governs you. Practice until the discipline consumes the parts of yourself you hate. Then turn around and smile. Then turn back around and keep practicing. This time, feeling the music in all the movement. Do I feel music in this movement? Do I feel music in this moment? Let's just test these videos, and then I could have not made this video, but I was compelled to do it. So I'm practicing until I can't stop. This is something that I trust so much that it is, instead of just going to a movie, I'm saying, let me do this instead. So it's governing me. I'm practicing until discipline consumes the parts I hate when I don't make a video. So this is governing me, right? Turn around and smile, meaning regardless of the outcome, I feel better having posted this than not. And then turn back and keep practicing. And so this is a perfect place to end, because I feel the music in this. I feel the music in this ending. I feel the music in this. And I think a critic would say, hey, it sucks. This video sucks. But that's fine. It doesn't bother me. In order to trust the process, what do you need to do? Choose a discipline and stick to it, like no matter what. If it's weight training, then we'll start a weight training program. Whether it's 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, a year. Just stick to the program as best as possible. Look at the feedback, look at the growth, look at the results. And then reevaluate and design from that deeper place. You know, you're not going to, like, there's an art to designing. There's an art to process. There's an art to creating your life. There is. Like this backdrop, sometimes I fucking hate it now. I used to love it. Now I love it on a deeper level. I don't know. There's an art to creating. You know, there's an art to the protein. So watch. I mean, even I've made thousands. So what am I going to put in there? I'm going to put, I'm going to add some collagen. I'm going to go 2 ways. I'm going to put some water and some ice. Should I add some spinach? Maybe not. I don't know. What can I add? How can I add some flavor to it? Is it fine as it is? Oatmeal? I want a certain amount of calories, a certain amount of like energy from that protein shake. And so you see how like it's this creative endeavor. Need to go to bed today. Get some rest. Trust that process. Comment below. I think that the struggle with trusting the process is sometimes it's doubt. Sometimes it's the actual workload in the body. It's the dialing in. It's the frustration of not getting the right variables or having a mistake, obsessing over a variable and then still having a mistake, and then having to reformulate that and readjust, redesign, come back stronger, smarter. Like, that's very frustrating. So, I'm currently there right now where I was looking to raise my testosterone levels, and I actually didn't. I wanted to, but I didn't. That was frustrating. I put money into that. I put resources into that, and it didn't go up. So now I'm dialing in on that. I mean, this is sometimes the process works great. Like on some level, what's cool about it is like you can give up and still continue. Like, on some level, I've given up. Like, that some video I make's gonna, like, just take me to another level. Like, oh my God, this is the video. Like, I've let go of the expectation and just trusted the moment and the process and the art enough to like love it for what it is. And in that love of what it is, not what I wish the validation was, in the sincere love of what it is, it's actually given me more sincere energy and more internal drive. I think that's enough there. Yeah. And in the past, I was more, not certain what would work, what wouldn't. I'll hear your thoughts. I'm out.